Let's talk about the greatest Christmas story ever told. No, I'm not touching that one. A Christmas Carol has been adapted dozens of times on TV and in film. There's been about at least 27 film versions, I believe. It makes sense. It's simply not a film about stop being mean and be a good guy. It covers themes such as life, death, guilt, redemption, and depression if you think about it. If you're a fan of the story, then odds are you have your own favorite version. Mine personally would be the 1984 version starring George C. Scott as Scrooge. Maybe one day I'll talk about that one. For now, let's take a look at a forgotten adaptation of the tale. Did you know there was an animated version released in the 1970s and it won an Academy Award? Not only that, it first appeared on television. No? Don't remember it? Well, then let's take a look at it. Since this is one of the most well-known stories ever, I'm not gonna discuss what it's about. The special is 25 minutes long and All-Star Sim is once again in the role of Scrooge. He was in the 1951 adaptation. The story starts with narration by Michael Redgrave, and the first images is a dizzying camera shot beginning from the clock at Big Ben and ending at Scrooge's desk. The special follows the original story, mostly hitting the major beats. What I find interesting is the art style. It's realistic, but with the way the characters move, I thought perhaps it was also a rotoscope. At times, it also had a very painterly art style. Other times, there's a sketchbook, storybook art style to the film sequences. One great sequence in the film is when Marley leaves. The souls around him at that moment reminded me of the painting The Scream by Edvard Munch. Another time, one moment, the film incorporated live action footage briefly. Because of the extremely experimental art direction used in the film, I was always engaged. Let's take a look at All-Star Sim's version of Ebenezer Scrooge, since he is the main character. In some iterations of the story, Scrooge comes off as being too over the top. He's more subdued in this version. Perhaps it's because All-Star Sim was considerably older than when he originally performed the character. I like to think also that maybe it was just a character choice. It is interesting, at the time of this animated short, he was around the same age that Scrooge was from the novel, I'd imagine. It's also possible the extra years he occurred by 1971 helped with his performance as well. Well, whatever the reason, the lack of being overly bombastic was to this film's benefit. Since the film is so short, Scrooge's character arc would have been less realistic if Sim overacted. As far as negatives, there's none really. I will say if you've seen any theatrical length version of the story or if you read the book, then this might be a bit jarring seeing everything compacted to only 25 minutes. I remember after seeing this for the first time thinking, wait, you didn't show the scene or didn't show that other scene, or this scene should be longer. I got over it pretty quickly though. If you're a fan of Mickey's Christmas Carol, it's about the same length as this. So if you're okay with that, then you should be okay with this. I do recommend this film. Just on a purely visual artistic level, this film justifies to be watched and remembered yearly. The good voice acting and the subtle, amazing visuals and styles used shows why this deserved the 1972 Oscar for film and animation. Earlier, I said that this was first shown on TV and then in the movie theaters. How can a film do that and qualify for the Academy Award? Well, it used to be the case, but now you can't do that. Once this won the Oscar, the Academy immediately changed the rules so that TV animated films or shorts won't qualify if they were shown on TV first anymore. With the avid use of streaming services now and the fact that some films on those sites are getting various award nominations, that could change, however. I looked at the only place that sells this is third partiers on Amazon. There's no DVD or Blu-ray. There's only a VHS version of this and it costs $32.99. I only stumbled across this a few years ago on the internet, aka YouTube. If you can find it or buy it, I say watch it. It's short, wonderfully acted, and has at times a haunting and beautiful atmosphere to its visuals. If you like this video, then subscribe, comment below, and share the video. And until my next video, happy holidays.